In this video, we are going to be looking at some of the very best Nike football boots that we have seen. So we're going to go through a bunch of boxes and I want to know what your favorites are. There are 20 boots to go through and the first ones we're looking at are these. These are the launch edition of the Phantom GT. So they are pink on the swoosh and then you've got the white and the black on the upper. It's the first time that we saw this generative texture. The Phantom GT comes in the high and the low that you see here. I perhaps prefer the low version over the high ones, and we've seen players wearing both on pitch, but these were the very first time that we saw the Phantom GT, and a lot of players that had switched over to them were seen in those for a fair while. I think overall it is a pretty good design to start off with. Now, moving on to another boot, and at number 19, we are looking at these. These are the Black X Chili Vapor 360s. So they have the predominantly black upper, and then you've got that lightning bolt swoosh on there outlined in the red, and then they've got the red details on these as well. So for a kind of almost blackout Vapor, these are a very nice looking boot indeed. You've got the standard swoosh on the inside, the Mercurial text there as well, but overall there isn't that much that pops out on those. Moving on to number 18 in this list, and we are looking at these. Now, these are an interesting boot. They were a remakes. They are part of the future DNA collection. Lewandowski was seen wearing them, and they are a stunning boot, to be honest. They are the Phantom Venoms, but they are harking back to the T90s, and I think overall they're really nice. So some of the other Phantom Venoms that we saw were these green Future Lab ones, that they were also available, but I just think these white ones were really classy. It was kind of in the middle of COVID, so not too many people maybe picked them up, but overall I think they're a really nice release, and they're one of the last Phantom Venoms that we saw, so players have been representing them a bit more. Now, moving on, number 17, we're looking at another boot which is now gone. It is the Phantom Visions. So this was the end of the line for the Phantom Visions. We did see the Phantom Vision 2. They were worn by Kevin De Bruyne, but players have now moved on to those Phantom GTs that I showed you, the merger between the Phantom Venom and the Phantom Vision. So overall, these were quite a popular boot as well, but they just didn't have much time to shine. They're in that Future Lab pack, and then suddenly things moved on and it was time to say goodbye to these. We did see them in the neighborhood pack in the middle of the year, but then after that it was time to see the Phantom GT come through and overtake these. So gone are the ghost laces and all those kind of extra things that we'd seen on the Phantom Visions. They perhaps weren't as popular as the Phantom Venoms with players. Alright, moving into number 16, and a very popular boot is the Mercurial Vapors. So they came in the Superflies as well that we saw worn by Jadon Sancho. Erling Haaland, he definitely wore these white ones, banged a bunch of goals in with these. And overall, the Future Lab 2, this white boot was very popular, a clean, classy look. It seems like we've had a lot of white boots this year. They were available in the Superfly, as I was saying, worn by Sancho. I think that, yeah, just it's interesting, so many clean boots. So you've got that white upper, you've got the red detailing, you've got black at the heel. And guys, I want you to tell me in the video what your favourite Nike boots have been. So please let me know in the comments below and we can have a chat about that. We're moving on and we're going to look at some more Phantom GTs that you can see here. So these were the other ones that came out at the same time as those launch ones. You can see that one-sided sole plate runs down the side there to connect the front and the back. It'll be interesting to see what Nike are going to have in 2021 on boots, whether they're going to connect the front and the back some more on boots, we'll see. But this is kind of a matching colorway to those ones that we already saw. It has the pink, it has the black, it doesn't have the white, it's actually a silver Nike swoosh on here and those elements, and these are quite nice, but they weren't worn on pitch by as many people. Guys, also make sure you shout out and let me know if you've worn any of these boots and what you think about them, and let me know in the comments. Alright, number 14 in the list, and I was talking about those boots in the middle of the year. These are the Superflies. These were supposed to come out for the Euros, for the Euro 2020. Obviously that tournament didn't go ahead, but these boots were made. There were tons of them going around, and these are the Superflies. I think they're really kind of a stunning boot. It has all these details about players' pictures and stuff put onto them. Overall, it's kind of a silver, chromy upper on these, paired in with that red, and the swoosh just pops on these so nicely, that kind of lightning bolt inspired swoosh. It is really nice indeed, and I think these are actually a stunning pair of boots. So there weren't just these in the collection, there were obviously the Vapors that match these as well. They also did the Phantom Venoms, the Phantom Visions, and the Tiempos, but overall a stunning silver boot, and I wonder if a lot of you perhaps got your hands on those, because there were a lot of them made by Nike for the tournament. Now, I just talked about these, and here they are, and these have been massively popular actually with players, because this was near the end of the line of the Phantom Venom. Players who really like the Phantom Venom have been getting their hands on lots of pairs of these. Sterling was wearing these, but he's been mixing his boots up again since then. Lewandowski was also seen in these as well. And yeah, Harry Kane, he wore these. But players really have loved these. So those who haven't moved on to the Phantom GT Pros are actually still being seen wearing these now. It took a long time for them to shift out of these boots into the newer Nike ones because they just like them so much. A very popular boot with pros. Alright, now talking about popular boots, this is popular with people who like two things, classic boots and leather boots. And you've got your black leather boots, you can't go wrong with that. The only thing that really stands out on these is the detailing around the swoosh and then obviously the Tiempo on the heel. These are the Black X Chili Tiempo 8s. Alright, in at number 11, we're almost into the top 10. We are looking at another pair of Superflies, and these are one of my favourite boots in this whole list. We are looking at the Daybreak Superflies. So these were the boots that were seen worn by Mbappe and Ronaldo at the start of the 2021 season. So when the season eventually got started, we were seeing players wearing these in training and into their first matches in the Premier League and around Europe. It still has that lightning bolt graphic on there, but interesting combination of the laser orange on the upper with the white, which kind of outlines the swoosh, and then on the other side you've got the Mercurial branding and then white around the heel as well. And I just think they're a very clean boot. They kind of remind me a bit of the launch boots that we saw right at the very start of the Superfly 7. They had a special edition that was also in that kind of laser orange color, so it's a little bit similar to that. Alright, we're into the top 10. So are the boots that you've got in there, are the boots you want to see in there? First one's going to see worn a lot by Virgil van Dijk are these white and blue Tiempos. So these, I think, were the Daybreak pack as well, correct me if I'm wrong. So blue on the upper paired with a little bit of silver in the detailing on the Tiempo and around the Nike swoosh, and then this really big leather section of these boots is all in the white, and it's very clean, it looks very nice. A nice standout boot on pitch, and overall a great combination. I like the white and the blue combined on those. Alright, talking about great combinations, we are going back to the future DNA pack. So this is where Nike took old boot designs and put them on their modern boots. And this they put on to the Phantom Visions. These are very popular. They are inspired, as you perhaps can see, by the Hypervenom, the original Hypervenom. It has that graphic on the heel there, and then it just has that design that you would recognize immediately from the original Hypervenoms. It's almost a shame, I feel, that they actually ended up putting these on the Phantom Vision 2s, because they perhaps could have gone on a different boot and perhaps could have been executed a little bit better. Alright, talking about good execution, we are looking at the Mercurial Dream Speed 2. So the second version of the Mercurial Dream Speed, the MDS, they've come out in this kind of yellowy green upper. They were only worn by Mbappe, Ronaldo and Kerr. Well, those are the headline players that Nike gave them to anyway. I love the little rainbow kind of graphic that you've got going on the heel, and it's just interesting to see what's going on with the Aerotrax sole plate. A lot of different colours thrown in there, but actually I think it works really well. Now, interestingly, this was the last time that we saw just those three unique Nike players wearing the Mercurial Dream Speed series, because Nike decided to spread it out and have other players wear it as well. Perhaps we'll get into that a little bit later in the video. I think that's the Speed of Light on the front there, if I remember right. But overall, a stunning pair of boot, really popped out on pitch. You could definitely notice Mbappe and Ronaldo wearing these. Alright, now number 7. Good for CR7, but this is actually Mbappe, and you can already see that these are his bright pink signature editions. They are his Vapor Rosa inspired ones, so they're based on the boot that he really enjoyed Frank Ribery wearing many moons ago, but he wore these, Mbappe wore these in the Champions League final. Obviously it didn't quite go to plan for him. They are available in all sorts of different versions, the Vapors and the Kids as well, but Mbappe wore these in the Champions League final. Absolutely standout bright pink boot, very nice indeed. Alright, we're moving swiftly on. In at number 6 we've got these, and I think these are the highest ranked Tiempos in the list. They've got a very nice combination of the red sole plate, the kind of hyper crimson, tied in with the white upper, and then they've also got an interesting fade that goes on the swoosh, so it kind of hyper crimson at one end, but it fades to kind of like purple down the other end. And I just think the execution of these is absolutely spot on. Such a nice clean white boot. So these were originally supposed to come out for the Olympics in Japan. Obviously that didn't happen, but if that had happened, you would have seen a lot of players wearing that there as well. Alright, number 5 in the list, we are looking at these. These are the Nike Mercurial Vapor Safaris. Now this is the CR7 Special Edition, but I'm showing you these in the Vapor because they look and have the same silhouette as the original CR Safaris that came out. So they were the Superfly in name, but they had the low collar, and I just think these look so good in the low version. Obviously they were available in the collar as well, but personally for me in the list, I'm putting them in here at number 5. Yeah, I just think looks wise, these are doing it for me. Love the combination of that safari print with the orange. All right, we're into the top 4. We're getting really close to the best boots. We're looking at these. And these are interesting because they are Neymar's last Nike boots. The last boots that he wore with Nike. And I think Nike, to be honest, absolutely smashed out the park with these. They've got so many different logos mixed into it. And I think they're just one of the best signature editions that they did for Neymar. I think some of the other boots they did for Neymar weren't quite as good as perhaps could be, but I think these are stunning. The kind of rainbow look to these and the way they've mixed in all those different logos really stands out. It's a shame we didn't get to see what Nike were going to do with the Phantom GT with Neymar. That would have been interesting. Obviously, he's gone to Puma now. He's worn the Puma Kings, and now he's even into the future Z's, and it'll be great to see what happens with those with Puma in the future. But we are into the top 3, and that means we're not messing around. We've got, again, one of my absolute favorite boots of the year. They have a clean white upper. They have a stunning sole plate. The Aerotrack goes from kind of hyper crimson on one side to turquoise on the other. The same thing happens with the swooshes as well. So you've got like a rainbow of turquoise to blue on the heel there, and then on the other side it goes from the purple to the red. They really are absolutely stunning. They are so clean. You would have seen them in Tokyo at the Olympics. That didn't happen. All right, number 2 in the list. So close for what are the Phantom GT Scorpion Edition. So these are based on the 2002 Secret Tournament advert. They are a silver boot with that chrome on it as well. It's got the Scorpion logo from that tournament and from that advert. And these are just a great special edition for the Phantom GTs. Again, it has that sole plate with the split just down the one side. It has this huge logo on one side of the Scorpion, but I don't really mind that. It also has the kind of hazard graphics from the cage, and it also uses the yellow from that for the Phantom GT branding. Overall, a stunning boot. You can even see inside of the sock liner, you've got the Scorpion logo, and then you've got the hazard graphics on the laces as well. Just really nice touches all over these boots. So guys, what's going to be number 1 in the video? Well, I'm going to tell you that soon, because first I'm going to show you our boots that we made with your guys' help on the channel. We designed our own Nike boots this year. So we ended up with a chrome red sole plate. We switched out the studs and we put in some gold studs. That is a little nod to the million subscribers, all you guys who are watching us. We really appreciate it. And then the upper itself, it is red and white for YouTube. And then it has the black and orange swoosh for the black and orange halves from our colors, from our branding. And then on the heel there, designed by YouTube. But we couldn't include this in the top 20. We just didn't think it was fair. So we have got one more boot to show you, and that is our boot, the best boot that we've seen from Nike. Guys, please make sure you let me know what you think about these boots. Have we missed a boot out? Then make sure you let us know in the comments. We are keen to know what you think. The number 1 boot is, thanks to Boot Collector who's showing these off, the Mercurial Dream Speed 3. I wasn't sure about these when they came out, but to be honest, I think they are stunning. There's so many good details that have been blended into these. Nike have done a fabulous job, and the best thing is they've given it to a whole bunch of players, so it's not just Mbappe and Ronaldo and Kerr, but also Bruno Fernandes, Erling Haaland, Fatty, tons of players who are wearing these, which is giving them more of a boost. Thanks for watching. Go enjoy your football.